If you were one of the gospel writers, how would you tell the Christmas story? What would you pass on to future generations about how God enters into our life, allowing us to experience more fully the divine in our midst? What would you say about how Spirit is moving everywhere around us and in us and among us in all the places where we live our lives? How would you explain how the living Christ appears with surprises of grace and we are never the same? Specifically, this year, Christmas 2010, how might you experience the divine? Emmanuel, God with you, God remaining with you for a while, empowering you to be a person of God in your present reality, the way your life is right now. This Christmas, the divine may show up in the joy and delight of relationships of young couples or older couples, newly engaged or married or joined in union. Perhaps the divine will show up in the gleeful energy of a young grandchild on Christmas morning, or the wonderment of new parents watching the blissful sleep of their new baby, unconcerned about all the glitter and dazzle of the holiday. Some will know the reality of God at the dinner table or opening presents around the tree, surrounded by family and friends, sharing life and laughter and good times. For others, finding the holy somewhere in Christmas this year may be more difficult. Jobs have been lost, maybe for a long time now, and presents, fancy dinners, and happiness may seem a distant memory. Relationships of years' duration may be crumbling piece by piece each day, and life seems very complicated. People are sitting with loved ones whose health has deteriorated so much since last year, and sadness and fear are heavy in the room. Others, gathered with family and friends, feel the stabbing pain and loss at the empty space around the tree and at the table, a space filled last year by a loved one whose life on this earth came to end in recent months. In the reality of your life this year, what is your Christmas wish? What is it that you need, especially this year, in order to experience Emmanuel, God with you? I don't know your expectations of finding God in Christmas this year. I don't know where or in what ways or when God will come to be with you. Somewhere, somehow, in the midst of all that is, as Christmas looms on the horizon, I do know God does arrive. Sometimes in an exuberant burst of exciting activity, so much capturing us in the energy and excitement, we might even miss God's presence. Sometimes softly and quietly, in the stillness of the night, so gently, it is difficult to discern the holy. Sometimes God enters in to be with us in such unexpected, unusual ways that we are absolutely caught off guard, wondering what is happening here. And often, we recognize the divine in our midst only in retrospect, never seeing it at the time. But still, God was there, and God is here. Maybe we don't even understand the holy, but still God comes, Emmanuel, God with us, the divine in our midst in amazing ways we cannot even imagine. All we can do is to try to be aware of God moving in our lives in whatever ways, through whatever person, whatever event, in whatever possible ways God may show up. inviting us to rest in the comfort of the holy, and luring us into relationship with the Spirit of God moving in our lives, transforming us more completely into the people of God, the God who longs desperately to be with us. I don't know how the divine will move in your life this year, but Emmanuel, God with us, can be found here in this holy night, whatever your circumstances, and through all of your days, no matter what happens. Thanks be to God. Amen.